My name is Jennifer Jin, and today we're going to be learning about note names. For this lesson, you're going to need to set up your violin, so make sure to get your parents' help with this part of the lesson. Alright, so first you're going to need your violin, and then you're going to need several pieces of tape, 3 to be exact, that are really thin, but that can fit around your violin. And then you'll also need a tuner. For tuners, that you can use your phone, and there's a bunch of apps like these that can help you tune. So, first off, you want to tune your violin. When we're tuning our violin, we want to mostly use these little pegs down here. If you go right, it goes tight, and if you go left, it goes loose. So what I like to say is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. All right? And for the pegs, you want to be very careful when tuning, because sometimes they get stuck. So when you're tuning with the pegs, you want to make sure you go down first, and then you make it tighter. All right. So when tuning your violin, you want to make sure you know the names of the open string notes. So the first one is G. It sounds like this. The second one is D, and it sounds like this. The third string is A, and it sounds like this. And the last string is E. And with your tuner, what you can do is when you play one note, like G, it'll tell you where it is on the tuner. And if it's in the middle, more in the middle, that's a good sign. Now, once you've had your violin tuned, we want to put our strings, these tapes, not directly on the strings, but on the fingerboard. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay the violin down on our lap like this and make sure it's secure right here. And then we're going to find our first note. On the D string, your first note will be the E. And it will sound like this. So when you get your tuner, you want to put it next to your violin and try to find that E. Here we go. Right there. So you want to make sure that you remember that spot, and then you're going to slide your tape under there. So very carefully put this tape under the strings, and you want to slide it in between the strings and the fingerboard very carefully. And you're going to move it all the way down to where you think E is. Now and you'll put it down right there. Don't secure it yet. We want to make sure that's E. So for me, that was a little low. So we're going to take it and move it up carefully. Don't force it too hard. You can twist it around to make it go up a little bit. And then you'll slide it a little bit up, and then make sure that that's E. That's a little better. I'm going to move it just a little bit more. There we go. And then you want to make sure that it's straight across so that all the other strings have the same placement of the note. And then you're going to just put the tape around there. Awesome. Now for the next string, tape, we're going to have the next note, which is going to be F sharp. Now for this note, it'll be a little farther from the E, so it's going to be around here. Yeah, right there. So what you're going to do, you're going to do the same thing that you did with the E string. You're going to put the tape underneath carefully, and then slide it under carefully. It's okay if it touches the strings. And then put it down lightly and make sure that's the F sharp. All right, that sounds about right. So I'm going to put it right here. Make sure it's very straight across. And then put the tapes around. There you go. Now you have your second tape. Now for your third tape, on the D string, it's going to be a G. So getting your next tape, we're going to find where the G is. It's about there. So it's very close to the F sharp. So what we're going to do, be careful when you're putting it on. Don't want it to stick to your violin. And then you're going to carefully put it in between the strings and the fingerboard. And then place it somewhere near the F. And then we find if that's G. Mine's a little low, so I'm going to move it be careful with this process. And then it's a little high. Moved it a little too far, so I'm going to put it right there. That sounds about right. So then you'll just press it down and make sure that's all the way over. And there you have it. You've put the tapes on the violin. So now we can move on to learning what fingers you use for the violin and what notes they are.